Hey there, Art Explorers, we're back. Today, we're gonna work on the second step of cardboard cactus in a can. We left you off here last time. Then I worked out this awesome little step. And today, you're gonna need scissors, Scotch tape, not the dollar store kind. Honestly, it doesn't really work that great. I need a lot of patience working with it. And bubble wrap. That's it. That's it for this step. You can choose to take this out of the can when you work on it. However, I found that the stability of the can actually worked out in my favor. Keep it in the can. So here, and if you hear some rustling in the background, that's just my ferrets. It's ferret time. They play and I play. That's the way it goes. So here we go. So I want you to look. This is all going to be just about making little tubes. Let me explain. So you're going to look at your thing here. And I just sort of, honestly, there wasn't really a rhyme or reason when I started doing this. Because that's the first time I've ever done this. But what I did find is if you make a section, and we're going to need a lot of these. But I don't want you to cut them all at once because that may hinder you in some ways. So I'm just going to start with these 4. And we're going to start here in the middle. And this is just a really loose roll. I'm doing this because we want to add body. However, I want to keep it light. My hair is just on. You know, what color should I do my hair next? Let me know. Off topic a little bit. It happens. And then we're going to tape them. And this is a process that is going to require patience. If you are the type of person that does not have patience, I highly suggest you get some help doing this. Or you have a couple moments to get you through it, but you can do it. And I'm securing as I'm going along. It's easier, so don't worry about that space right there. We'll get to that, I promise, because it's going to take a lot of this stuff right here. So put on some music. This is just some good tunes, some copyright-free rock on. Thank you, Spotify. I appreciate you. Although, it's a lot of familiar stuff for me. Okay. So there we go. We have 2 sides there. And like I said, don't roll this up real. Look, here's a hole. Don't roll it up real tight. I want there to be air in there. I want there to be some depth. That's what we're looking for. We're creating depth here. Tape, not always my friend, but I do what I can. Oh, see, I flattened it out a little bit there. I could fix it. You've noticed the Band-Aids on my hands today. I was raking. I don't know if you noticed them. They're actually pretty complimentary to my skin. You would have never known, would you? So there we go. We have the first sort of, yeah, that's a little bit. This one was much better than this one. I'm going to have to add to this one. That's okay. You make some smaller ones. You're like, how is that smaller? You'll see. See, I'm cutting more. Because we have all these side pieces here. Bubble wrap is one of those things you can find in, most people have it lying around the house. If you don't have bubble wrap lying around the house, you can think of another kind of smushy material. Think of it to be a little bit more transparent, because we're going to be putting tissue paper over this, and I don't want there to be a lot of darkness underneath that we're trying to cover, because tissue paper on the general side is pretty light. So I'm just going to pre-make 4 of these. And then we'll work. And if you want to pre-make them, that's cool too. And if you find like that saves time for you, please do it. So I'm actually going to see if this works. Put on a twofer. Right, so maybe I could start it here. I don't think my tape was long enough for that maneuver. Maybe. Seems to be okay. Maybe a little bit longer piece of tape. Let's try it on the other side. See if we can get a... I don't know that I want to try it. We're going to be securing all of this. And this is why I had you keep it in the can. The can allows you to move it around, so that it doesn't necessarily get stuck to your surface. There we go. And I want you to be sure that when you're doing this, make sure you leave plenty of room between your cactus sides here, because you're going to need to get into that. So don't overcrowd it. You'll see when I get to the side right here. So you're going to finish it on this side. And then really, I love when my tape does that. It's my favorite. At least I found it easier this time. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't know why I need a piece that big. Guess I don't. I'll use that extra to my advantage. All right. Make sure you allocate yourself plenty of bubble wrap. I'm not sure where I got this bubble wrap. It came in something or another. I save bubble wrap all the time because it is very useful for a lot of craft projects. And I'm making smaller little squares here. Rectangles, whatever you want to call them. There we go. What am I working on? This one right here. Here. Let's make these last 2 real quick. Like I said, don't roll it too tight up, because I want you to have a body in your cacti. This is the providing of the form and body for this magnificent sculpture that you're creating from recycled materials. So just be patient. Take your time. Get help if you need it, because it's really important. Getting help if you need it. And it's not going to be perfect all the time. Art is not about being perfect. It's about the process. It's about learning what the materials do with each other. Okay, we're going to tuck this last one in here. So as you can see, this took me just about 10 minutes. I expect this to take you guys maybe 20 minutes, maybe longer. If it takes you 5 minutes, I'm going to be like, nah, I don't really think, I think you should probably work on that. Because if you're going to go quicker than me, I'm going to question that. So, okay, here we go. We're almost there. There's just a couple of spots that need to be filled. So we're going to look around. And now we're going to do some patchwork. So you can see this piece right here. right there. Looks like it needs a little bit on the side, and we're not going to go all the way down in here because we don't need to. And we got another side. Right in here. And Scotch tape, because again, transparency. I don't want the tape showing through any of the materials we're using. Okay, we're almost there, so that looks pretty good. I just have a piece right here. See, there's no real way to like prep for this, except for just sit down with it and work with it. We're just gonna put it here. How do I feel about that? I can fix that, all right. And then you're thinking probably, what about like this bottom here? Well, you can just fill in where you need. Take some smaller pieces. This kind of sounds like evanescence. Okay. That looks pretty good, except I think I want to add a little bit more on the bottom. And I can use this piece to finish it. Just want to give it a little bit more body down here. So that's sort of what we look like, okay? Not quite done, because you need to give it a little bit more form. So you're just going to take some tape, do like a crisscross around the top, bring this to more of a point. Just sort of, that's it. Like, that's all I did, was just sort of like bring it in a little more. And then any loose bubble wrap, just sort of tuck almost lost my tape again. And so like right here, it's okay that there's no bubble wrap right in there. I put some tape over it. And then I want you to do a little crisscross on, stick this tape down. Then just do some crisscrosses on the other ones, the small ones. Be careful, the tape is going to want to stick to the other tape, to the other pieces. But this just gives you a top. Because we're going to be working over it. We're going to be putting lots of layers on the next video with tissue paper. So you want to give yourself room. You want to make sure your edges are like where you want them to be. If you need more tape, you need more tape, you know. The tape I'm using right now is not particularly the greatest, so get some better tape than this. Dollar store tape is not what I want you to be using. And I think I need to sort of and there we go. This is step 2. Whoops. Almost done. We're getting there. But this is the process. Give yourself a little room to work when you work with tissue paper. Okay, I think now we're all taped down. You can stick your fingers through here. Make sure you can manipulate this area. This feels like a little off, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But for the most part, this is what it's gonna look like. See, this is sort of what it's gonna look like. And then on the next video, we're gonna do all the fun tissue paper with some decoupage material, and it's gonna be so much fun. So looking forward to it, and see you soon.